Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah from Anagrams Productions, and today I'm playing a game called Azure Flame. Uh, I looked up before this, like how to say Azure, and I don't know. I'm from the Midwest United States, and so I've always heard it Azure, like Microsoft Azure, which is their like cloud services platform similar to AWS or Amazon Web Services. But yeah, apparently there's like six different ways to say it, but I've always heard Azure, so that's what we're gonna go with. Um, yeah, it was made for Ace Jam 2025, which I didn't know was a thing. I feel kind of bad that I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was happening, but it's not like I would have had time to do anything for it anyway, but if I'd known it was happening, I would have maybe boosted it some more. Anyway, so that's what we're playing today. It has been a while. I feel super like out of practice, but we'll make it through. We'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, let's just get started. I do want to be kind of particular about how I set this up, because the game does have some particular instructions for making sure that the video includes the content warnings and disclaimer, which is totally fair. So let me see if I can figure out the right timing for this so that you see the thing but not too much. Okay, I'm gonna start that there and switch to this. There we go. Trigger warnings. This game contains strong language, general violence, shaking screens, some other stuff. Do not upload, resell, or redistribute. Include commentary. We've got that covered. Definitely, this is gonna be the commentary version. If you don't want commentary, then, go download and play the game yourself. It's free as of this recording, so yeah, go play it. I will leave a description or a link to the game in the description whenever the recording goes out. But yeah, here we go. Hopefully you can hear me above the music. This game was made in a month, so I'm expecting it to be fairly short, maybe a little unpolished in places. But already I'm loving the title screen. Beautiful artwork. You can tell there's some love, and you can tell why it's called Azure Flame. Azure meaning blue, flame. Dragons. They're cute. Cute dragon boys. Okay. Let's get started. I see that. There we go. Perfect. My hair sways with the breeze as I finish collecting a group of herbs and put them in my pouch. Sage and basil are especially prevalent on this side of Mount Argent, so I always make sure to stock up before returning to the city. While the wind is gentle, it carries a lot of the pleasant fragrances from the scenery, especially the herbs. I wish I could say the same about my concoctions. Why do they always smell so bad? Sometimes I actually wish someone would answer my rhetorical questions. Same here, buddy. Same here. Whatever. Who cares if they don't smell like fresh mint or lemon balm? At least they work, I think. I'm about to head back when the gleam of the lake stops me in my tracks. Little toot peeking out. Should I get some algae? No, no. Control yourself, Vance. At this point, you'll never finish your project. What would Carmelo think? Just like slowly creeping up on him. But my stash is running a bit low. Not to mention the hair oil. I rub a tiny lock of hair between my fingers. Dry and kind of frizzy. Well, who says I can't surprise Mello with two things? Somehow I don't think you're going to surprise him. I'll just grab a handful. Vance! Ah! Oh, they're so cute. Guess who? Carmelo? Yes, it is I, your amazing and most wonderful lover. My bewilderment immediately melts into a smile at his theatrics, and I can't help but snort. What are you doing here? I thought we would meet up at my place later. I missed you, so I decided to cut time short. Cause you're truly just like a puppy. But you like that about me. Sigh. Well, can't deny that. Carmelo giggles while holding my hand. I squeeze it back and caress his thumb with my own. You keep that up and I'm going to have to get you arrested, mister. Good heavens, have mercy. I'm already on trial for punching Angar. Angar? Wait, what? You actually punched him? No, but I wish I had. Vance. I shrug. You know me, I only tell it like it is. Without being able to erase his smile, Carmelo shakes his head and pulls me in the direction of Calida City. Once we arrive at the main street, I stop right in front of the pub. We're here. It's a bit too early for alcohol, honey. Har har, very original. What can I say? I'm a performer. Carmelo covers his mouth with his hand. Covers his mouth with his hand in an attempt to stop his grin. He fails spectacularly, though he does succeed in making me laugh along with him. Thanks for accompanying me. Are you sure you don't mind waiting at my place? But being by myself is boring. And I've never seen you make a concoction before. Alright, if you insist. Victory! Let's go, you doofus. The place is pretty deserted, save for a couple of people having lunch by the window. Vancy boy! He moves closer to like hide. The owner of the establishment greets us with a hearty laugh. Hey Orla, what's new? She shrugs while making a wry face. You know, drunk bastards coming here and there, some old guy trying to steal my booze. Same old, same old. But at least I keep the wife happy. Good to know. Orla's about to say something when she notices Carmelo hiding behind me. Only he can't hide very well given that he's taller. Oh, who's your mate? That little noise! I turn to look at him and I swear I almost hear him squeak. He's... Hi, my name is Carmelo. Nice to meet you. I guess that's one way to introduce yourself. Oh ho ho, so this is the guy. Yes. Blimey. Mellow, my boy, I've heard so much about you. Before he can say anything back, Orla gives him a bone-crushing hug. Vance, help me. Good luck, sweetie. Traitor. I laugh as I make my way towards the bar counter. Since I don't have enough budget to have my own shop, Orla lets me use her pub to prepare my concoctions with the help of her utensils. She even tells the regulars about me in the hope that I can get some clients. Oh, that's nice. No wonder she was Dad's best friend. Birds of a feather and all that. The next couple of hours, I make a number of potions and decoctions by boiling some herbs in water, as well as crushing the rest with a mortar and pestle. Pestle? More people start coming in for drink and snacks, too. Every few minutes, I make sure to check on Carmela to see if he's bored, but to my surprise, he seems he has taken to chatting with Orla. Shocked face. I mean, it does say to my surprise. So, you play the lute? Yes, I've also been writing some songs recently. Oh, that's wonderful, Mellow Boy. What do you say about performing here sometime? What? Really? You know it. Perhaps some music is what these drunk bastards need to wind down. I know the wife would hella enjoy it too. Oh my gods, please, it'd be my pleasure, Miss Orla. Well, aren't you a charmer? Just Orla's fine, pumpkin. He seems to be enjoying himself with someone other than me for once. I'm glad. With my new creations complete, I carefully pour them into the glass vials I always carry with me in my satchel and potion holder. You can see them on his little belt there. Yeah, there. I appreciate the little details about the characters that make them kind of custom and unique. And while I'm here, these backgrounds are pretty interesting too. I was thinking about like, how are they made, I wonder, but... Okay, now they just need to cool a bit. Shouldn't be long. Yeah, okay. Making sure I didn't skip anything. Hey, Mellow. The bar's hustle comes to a sudden end at the sound of glass crashing. My vials. All the potions I just prepared dripping down the stools and onto the floor in a big splash. Oops, my bad. For a minute there, I thought I was looking at dirty water. I dig my nails into my hands. Of course, it's this bastard and his bonehead twin siblings. Again. I give the pub a glance over, but don't see any signs of Carmelo given how crowded it's become in the last hour. Though I swear I can hear Orla's voice screaming, "Oi! What's going on here?" Sigh. It's not worth it, Vance. You can just make more later. What? Not even a greeting? Catgut your tongue? He must not understand our language, sis. I guess you're right, bro. Way too advanced for someone like him. The poor mutt. As they roar with laughter at my expense, I look for a rag under the bar counter to clean up the mess. A boot steps right on top of the rag as I try to wipe up the spill. Can you move? You're in the way. What's that, midget? I'm afraid I don't speak mutt. You'll have to speak Draconic if you want me to understand. Alright, I've had enough. Oh, I'm sorry. I spit on his boot and show him the middle finger. Maybe this will make it clear enough for your poor brain cells. You know what? Good for him. Angar's face goes from mocking to enraged in a split second. Next thing I know, I'm being grabbed by the collar and pushed against the back bar. Wanna say that again, mutt? Huh. Guess I do know how to speak Draconic. You... I love the little animation. Actually, all of the animation is really well done. Before his fist can reach me, a different hand, one that I very much recognize, lands a punch on Angar's ugly mug, sending him flying to the wall. He really did fly. Angar! Hang in there, bro! This time, the silence doesn't last more than 5 seconds. Fight! In the blink of an eye, the pub turns into utter chaos. Kicking, punching, biting, chairs being broken, glasses flying everywhere, plates too. Vance, are you okay? Did he hurt? Before he finishes talking, I grab his hand and start running towards the exit. Wait, where are we? Less talking, more running. I pass by Orla on my way out and raise my free hand to my nose in apology. Yeah, I was thinking like, sorry lady. She sighs but gestures to me to get going while carrying a passed out man on her shoulder. I am so glad she's on our side. The sound design is pretty good too. Pant, pant, pant. I'm not going to do those sound effects. I trust you all can imagine that. I can't believe you actually punched him. Carmelo takes a few seconds to catch his breath before showing me a wide grin. The asshole had it coming. Yes, he did. You can say that again. Even so, you shouldn't have to dirty your hands with a lowlife like that, Mello. People like that, they're not worth it. Even though my words are calm, my heart is still beating out of my chest. Is it because of the adrenaline from before? Besides, I'm already used to it, so you don't have to worry. That's so sad, though. You shouldn't have to be used to it. Or is it? I can take care of myself. Because of the face Carmelo is making right now? What are you saying? Then what am I supposed to do when you don't even fight back? Sigh. Here we go again. Look, Mello, we've already talked about this. Whatever it is others have to say about me doesn't matter. It's not like they'll ever change their mind anyway. I don't care what they... I care. I care so much. The way they look at you, talk about you, look down on you, the way they've made you convince yourself that you're used to it, even though it's obvious you're forcing yourself to keep the peace. And to my father, he bites his lip so hard it starts bleeding. Oh no. My father is the worst of them all. Carmelo... Why can't you see that seeing you hurting hurts me too? You shouldn't talk badly about yourself. You shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. His voice is hoarse from yelling, his hands shaking, his eyes glassy, like he's trying hard not to cry. A deep, sudden roar, loud enough to shake the earth, roots me to the ground. Then I see him. Uh-oh. Is this the father in question? Hostile, intimidating, towering over us both with his colossal height. Carmelo's father. Ignoring me completely, he looks in his son's direction. Where in the devil have you been? I asked you a question. Don't make me repeat myself. Carmelo flinches at his tone. His hands are shaking. Just out for a walk. Just out for a walk. My nails clutch onto my shirt. But I was about to head home, sir. I almost feel like I could rip it apart with how hard I'm holding it. So, first it was Carmelo's turn to be all upset at how people treat his boyfriend, and now it's Vance's turn to be upset. It's so common for people to be a lot more willing to stand up for others than they are to stand up for themselves. And that's what we're seeing here, I think. Also, totally forgot to turn on the live subtitles. Alright. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt the dramatic moment here. And why, may I ask, have you gone on such a long walk? When you knew full well who we were meeting today. What the hell is this? I knew Carmelo didn't like his father, but this is not apparent. Do you know how humiliating it was to have to excuse myself because my son, my own flesh and blood, wasn't at the agreed location? What could have been so important that you had to miss our first meeting with your fiancé? Oh no! Not the arranged marriage! But I don't want a fiancé. I have a love. Silence! Again, sound design. Spot on. You do not want to provoke me, Carmelo. Trust me. Do you seriously expect me to allow you to marry this thing? Oh. Ouch. He turns to look at me with disgust. The feeling's mutual, asshole. Don't call him that. He's my... I will refer to it however I please, and for what it truly is, a disgusting vermin. Even leaving his revolting dirt blood aside, two males cannot produce an offspring. It is just unnatural. If you absolutely must be with a man, at least choose someone appropriate, and once you have a child. Or are you going to babble that nonsense about not having sexual urges again? You are a dragon, not an elf. Us dragons need to preserve the pure bloodline. Our needs and wants are irrelevant. You're an adult already. Start acting like one. Carmelo lets out a quiet sob. His body won't stop shaking. Fuck this. I put myself in front of Carmelo and hold one of his hands. Sorry to interrupt, but I think I almost went deaf from all the horse shit I've just listened to. Why am I not surprised the vermin speaks with vulgar words? Me? I think you need to look in a mirror, sir. Vance. Then again, it still might not work. Enough. Vance. Donovan's wings come out of his back to create a threatening gust of wind as he flies a short distance away from us. The air is so strong that it ends up separating Carmelo and I by a few meters. I expect you to fulfill your duty in the next meeting. Fail to show yourself and there will be consequences. Carmelo, are you alright? I try to give him a hug, but he swats my hand away. Don't. He looks more shocked than I am. I'm sorry. Mello. Oh. You have nothing to feel sorry about. Poor baby. Man. I think that, that comes up a lot with asexual people, right? I mean, I remember trying to explain to my grandmother once that, like, I don't want to get married. I don't want kids. I'm not interested in it at all. And she acted like I was crazy. Like, you have to have kids. Like, obviously, women only exist to give birth to children. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm a person, not breeding stock. Screw you. Oh, fun times. Fun times. So, yeah, totally relate. Totally relate. Very sad. Very depressing. Grandmother's dead now. I don't have to worry about her bothering me anymore. Anyway, okay. After a whole night of almost no sleep, I head to Orla's tavern and help her clean up yesterday's mess. Understandably, Orla closes the shop for today, giving her enough time to make it presentable once again. Sigh. That's the 10th time you've sighed in a row, Fancy Boy. While I'm in charge of dusting the place with a broom, Orla wipes every visible liquid, grime, and dirt with her rag. Sorry. Don't get all weepy on me now, lad. You did nothing wrong. If anything, it's those whippersnapper siblings who should be groveling on their knees. That and the arsehole who yelled and instigated chaos in my tavern. Bloody oafish, if I see him again. I mean, fair. Like, what is it about starting a fight in, like, a cafeteria or a bar that just, like, makes everyone be like, want to jump in? And maybe that doesn't happen in real life. Actually, I think it doesn't. But it always happens in movies and games and stuff. Like, oh, obviously there's a little bit of ruckus and now everyone's just like, food fight! Anyway. Orla wrings her rag to get the point across. I can't help but giggle. There's the smile I know. You finally laughed. Anyway, I'm going to dust the entrance a little bit. Whatever you say, my boy. Sigh. What if he never speaks to me again? I would never do that to you. Carmelo! Standing right by the door in all his glory, with a sheepish smile and a tiny wave of his hand. My dragon, my sweetheart, my sunshine. Oh, so cute. Carmelo. Hi, Vance. Aww. I drop the broom on the ground and wrap my arms around him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have taken out my frustrations on you. And the way I slapped your hand away at the end. He hides his face on my shoulder. I just never wanted you to see me like that. So vulnerable, so defenseless, so pathetic. I end the hug to look at him and hold his face in my hands. Mello, you're not pathetic. If there's anyone here who's pathetic, it's your father. If he can even be called that with the way he treats you. Carmelo holds my hands, still in his face, and leans into the touch. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. Huh? What do you mean? Vance, you're not an abomination, you're not vermin, and you shouldn't have to put up with those who call you that. You shouldn't have to get used to it. I've never actually gotten used to it. I just said I did because it was easier. And I didn't want to worry you. But I guess I did anyway. You saw right through me. Carmelo giggles. So did you. We touch our foreheads together. Aww. I miss this. As corny as it may sound, I wish we could stay like this forever. Uh-oh. It got cut off. That's a bad sign, guys. Well, well, well. What have we here? Ah! Orla! You boys crack me up. You're so adorable. You remind me of me and Ivana when we were mere fledglings. Orla, please. You should go ahead and have a little old date. Huh? Where'd that come from? Strike while the iron's hot. Now that apologies are out of the way, have a deep conversation, you two. You'll thank me later. I bit my lip while holding on to my arm. Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. But what about the tavern? I haven't finished dusting the place up yet. You did enough. Nothing that I can't salvage. Now go. All right. Thank you. Orla. Carmela makes a few steps towards her. Can you give me your hand? Orla looks puzzled, but does as she's asked. Carmela kisses it, and a blue flame tattoo reveals itself on top. What the? Oh, interesting. He then takes out his lute and starts playing. Oh look! It's the blue flame! This is... Just as the melody fills our surroundings, the flame on Orla's hand glows. Right after, a mirage of blue fire with Carmelo's appearance, lute and all, manifests into the air and plays the song in the same way. Oh my. Wow. Carmelo once told me that song dragons have illusion magic, but I've never seen it with my own eyes. Are the Azure flames part of it? Once the song is over, the mirage disappears right along with it. A gift to show my thanks. And to apologize for yesterday. Just kiss the flame tattoo on your hand if you want to hear the song again, and the mirage will play it for you. It won't last forever, but you should be able to enjoy the song a few more times. Mellow, my boy. Heavens, I don't know what to say. Why don't you show it to Ivana? I'm sure your wife would love it. Blimey, that's an idea. As Orla yells with glee from her musical present, we wave her off and head on our way. Back where it started. We arrive at the forest lake and sit right next to each other. It's so peaceful now that what transpired yesterday with the siblings and Donovan feels like it was just one big nightmare. No, that's not right. It didn't just feel like it. It was a nightmare. Carmela basks in the sun with his eyes closed and takes a big sniff of the air. I love it here. It smells so fresh, so freeing. I imitate his relaxing pose and take a big whiff of the air myself. Yeah, it does. Can you hear its song too? Song? What song? Every single place in this world, every single creature has its own song. Carmelo gestures with his hands to lie down on the grass next to him. Close your eyes. I follow his lead. Listen, what can you make out? The sound of leaves rustling in the wind. Keep going. The trilling of bugs. Yes. Birds. Lots of chirping birds. And splashes from the lake. Fish, maybe? Anything else? The wind whistling into my ears. You can open your eyes now. So, how do you feel? I sit up straight and look him in the eye. Very soothed and relaxed. Carmelo smiles. That's the song of the forest. Your voice made it even better. Aww. How suave. Vance. What? I'm telling the truth. If that's how you're going to play it, your voice makes it better too. Now you're just copying me. I'm a song dragon. I wouldn't lie about this. I'm just pulling your wing, Mellow. He smacks me on the shoulder playfully, and we end up laughing together. At a certain point, though, Carmelo frowns while hugging his knees. I wish this could be our everyday. I'm so tired of having to pretend to be someone I'm not. All of this draconic tradition bullshit. His claws grip the fabric of his pants. I hate it. I hate it so much. I wrap an arm around his back and pull him to me. Carmelo snuggles against my neck. You know, when you told me you were asexual, I felt so happy for you. So happy that you could be your true self without caring about what others might think. But I think I was also a little envious. I caress his back with gentle circular movements. Ever since I was a kid, my father would always keep telling me how I needed to follow the dragon line, marry a lady, have a child, and teach them the same things he taught me. But I'm not attracted to women. I never was. And even if I was, I don't think I could have sex with someone I barely know. Not even with a man. That's just... He squeezes my hand, and I squeeze it right back. I'm not going anywhere. And of course my father doesn't care. You saw how he acted yesterday. And your mother? My mother... She's always been very sweet to me. But sweetness alone doesn't solve problems. She never had the courage to stand up to my father. Not even for the things he did and keeps doing to her. I hold him even tighter. Carmelo... Should we run away? The words leave my mouth before I can stop them. And a big silence follows. So big that I start to hesitate about having said the wrong thing. Shit. I don't even manage to form a full sentence when Carmela suddenly breaks off our cuddle and looks me straight in the eye. Yes. I mean, why not? Just saying, why not? Yes, please. Herbs, flowers, vials, my medicinal plants book, and a change of clothes. All my essentials are packed into my satchel before I go with one last look to what's about to become my former residence. I guess that's that. Goodbye, old home. You weren't too bad. So we've seen Carmela's family, or at least heard about them, but we don't really know anything about Vance's family yet. Like, is he leaving his family behind? Does he live alone? Maybe he did say something about it, and I just forgot. That's totally possible, too. After a few minutes of walking, I reach Orla's pub, my other home. There doesn't seem to be much of a ruckus inside, so she must be about to close. I take a deep breath, and, with a shaky hand, knock on the door. Orla's steps get closer and closer until she finally turns the knob. Alright, the game did mention that Orla was like a friend of his father. Kind of implies that the father is no longer in the picture or dead or something. Fancy boy, you never come this late. What's... She pauses when she notices my satchel. It's stuffed. For a few inextricable and very tense seconds that feel like hours, neither of us say anything. Then, before I can break the silence, Orla goes back inside. I would have probably panicked if she hadn't left the door open. What is she doing? Orla turns around and, with a skip in her step, rushes to where I'm standing. In her hands are a mortar and pestle, the same ones I've been borrowing from her for years. These... Are you sure? Sure, I'm sure. I take them from her and put them in my satchel. Through some sort of miracle, they're able to fit inside. Next thing I know, Orla's hugging me. And I feel my eyes watering. Aww. Take care of yourselves, you hear me? Both of you. I hug her back. You and Ivana, too. Thank you, Mom. Aww. I swear I hear a sob coming from her as she holds me tighter. Once we say our farewells and promise to try to keep in touch one way or another, we part ways. Yeah, that must have been tough in the days before internet. Staying in touch. That'd be rough. Send mail by pony, I suppose. Messenger birds. Messenger pigeons. Almost there. Somehow I get the feeling this isn't gonna go very well. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a happy ending, but you know, it's never as easy as you think it should be, right? Leaving my satchel momentarily behind, I climb onto the wall. Wings make way too much noise until I'm right by Carmelo's window. I knock softly. His ears perk up at the sound, and he grins when he sees me waving. As he stands near his bed to create a new mirage of himself, in order to fool Donovan and others who might help him, Carmelo gestures to me that he'll be right with me. I go ahead and climb back down. Not even 5 minutes later, he comes down as well. All good? Yes, the illusion should last for a couple of hours. Perfect. Yeah, but like, I'm sure your dad knows that you're a song dragon and you can make illusions. You think he's not gonna see through it? Just saying. As I glance down to look for his luggage, I can't help but notice that he's only carrying his loot on his back. Is that all you're gonna take? I can wait a bit longer if you need me to. No, it's okay. This and you are all I need. Uh-huh. Well, if you're sure. Sure, I'm sure. Orla said the same thing. Huh? She always uses that expression when people ask her if she's sure about something. Really? That's cute. That reminds me. She told me to tell you her goodbyes. I hope we can visit her sometime. Or that she and Ivana can visit us. Me too. We hold hands and interlace fingers. It's time. Ready? Ready. Since Calida City is too aware of who comes and goes through the air and stone-paved roads, Carmelo and I decide to walk inconspicuously across the grassy areas of Dracana? Dracana? The montane forests. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Long journey commence. Step, jump, and step some more. Then, after many days and nights of trials and tribulations, we finally see it. Oh hey, it's the title screen! Quercus. The land of the oaks, a vast forest land with different areas reminiscent of the Four Seasons. And, well, one extra zone that we weren't exactly sure what it was. The book said nothing about it, but nothing we couldn't explore if we wished to do so. The air is cleaner, the fragrance is fresher, the sunlight cozier. So, how do you feel? Carmelo squeezes my hand, like my heart is singing along with the forest. Does that make sense? I squeeze his hand back. It does. I feel like we're going to like this song. Aww. Wow. I guess I was wrong. Everything worked out fine. As far as we know, right? Cute, cute. So I think all of that stuff at the end was kind of subtly referencing, this developer has several other games that, are featured in particular places, and so this game is just another story set in like one of those larger universes. So I think at the end it was probably referencing like some of the other places from that universe, from the other games. So yeah, that was really cute. That was cute. Oh man. Yeah, sometimes the best thing you can do is say, you know what? I am gonna do my own thing. And I'm not gonna let my family stop me. And I'm not gonna let them decide my life for me. Yep. I also relate to the fact that, like, I think sometimes that maybe not the only way that an asexual person or demisexual person could be happy, but certainly one of the easiest ways is to find someone else who is like you in that way, right? I mean, any long-term relationship, especially, you know, if we get into marriage and all that, but any long-term relationship where you are like actively like living with someone, whether you're married or not, requires you both to agree on certain expectations in life, right? And so if you have a partner who wants kids and you don't want kids, like, those life choices are incompatible, and all the love in the world is not gonna get you past that ultimately, you know, because one way or another, one person's gonna be unhappy and is gonna regret their life, right? Either the person who doesn't want kids forces themselves to have kids, and then they have these kids that they don't want, and then they're going to treat them badly because they never wanted them and resent them, right? Which isn't good for the kids. And so, you know, like if oh man, I've already forgot their names. I feel so bad. Carmelo. If Carmelo had followed through and married this fiance who was arranged for him and had kids, he would have been unhappy, and he either would have neglected them or, you know, otherwise just taken out his frustration on them, or, you know, like, purposely or not, if you don't want kids, you should not be having kids. You're gonna fuck them up. And then on the other hand, if you really want kids and your partner doesn't, but like you force yourself to not have kids because they don't want to have kids, then you'll always regret that choice. You know, you'll always think, what if? Which isn't good either. Like, you have to find a partner who wants the same things in life that you do. Which doesn't mean that you have to be carbon copies of each other, doesn't mean you have to have all the same interests, so some shared interests helps, but you gotta be compatible with your wants and dreams and things you want out of life. So anyway, fun times. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a good little game. I really like the CGs. Those were really, really well done. I'm kind of surprised I don't think there's a gallery. You know, I guess there was only like 3 images, maybe 2 or 3. So maybe they don't need a gallery. But Anyway, I thank you for watching. I got a new capture card. So, like, literally just today, I picked it up. So I'm really excited. Maybe next week I'll actually stream some like a Nintendo Switch game. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna stream yet, but I'll think about it. And if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. And yeah, go play the game. It's super cute. Go do it. Thank you, and see you later.